Hello, everyone. Hope you can hear and see me. That'd be a slight miracle to start off with. Oh, jeez, it's even though it's only like 70 out, it's a little stuffy in here. That's why we have a built-in air conditioner here in the studio. Um, Today I want to start off with a few things, some things that we're considering changing, um, and I want to tell you what my plan is going forward as the channel is going to evolve and change completely. Um, and it's more for what I feel like doing, some of the things that I've discussed that I wanted to do, and how we're going to implement this and become the target of YouTube, basically. You know, it has a little bit of everything. Um, and The first thing is my my daughter-in-law, my son, and my two grandchildren. One of them's okay, but they're pretty sick. Um, they are seeing if it's that thing, um, but come to find out that their grandmother on her side and her mother on her side have caught it. So we're kind of like in panic mode right now, especially with the conditions that um, she has. I just noticed something. Oh, okay. There's the live chat. Okay. If you can hear me and see me, just somebody let me know real quick. Uh, so we're going through a little bumpy road with that. So hopefully everything will be all right. I'm fine. The Queen's fine. That's the one I'm worried about the most. My daughter and son-in-law are fine. We stay safe. We don't go anywhere. We don't do anything. Today's my daughter's birthday. She's 25. My youngest daughter. God, I got old quick. It goes by too quick. It does. In a blink of the eye, your life just completely poof. See you later. Um, and it is something that you can't. You got to make sure that you try to make all the right moves, which we don't as humans, uh, in the right way. So let's get right to it because I really don't want this to be a super long video where it's 3-4 hours like I normally do, and I keep talking for hours upon hours. But also, I'm trying to give everybody a chance to kind of get in here because when notifications go out, good luck. Check out on Kickstarter. Um, there is a game. Is there something wrong with the live chat here? I'm trying to take a look here. Live chat. Okay. Yeah, if somebody can just send a hi or something in there, I'd appreciate it, just so we can see if it's working or not. Um, but oh god, here comes Gabby. All right, so as we go ahead, lay down. My faithful companion, who spends a ton of time out here with me. Um, Kickstarter. There is a game called Seven Moons, Heroes of Dragon Reach. You're going to want to check this out. It's by our good friend, who I'm going to just showing you something I made over on Friday. I was quite happy with. It is from our friends at Gunpowder Studios. They're the ones that did Bag of Dungeon. And actually, right now, they are sending us a copy of the second upgraded edition, and we're gonna play it live here on Rob's Tabletop World. It's a game I found last year, and it was a lot of fun, and I really, really liked it. I don't know what the heck is going on here. Okay, hold on here. Cancel. Okay. Huh. Let me X out of that. Okay. All right. So I don't know what's wrong with the chat, a live chat, but it must be down. What are you going to do? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go over to our YouTube channel very quickly. And oh, there we go. Oh, see, it's here. Okay, so you guys are all there. Okay, I'll just have to keep up with it. I'll have to watch it from here. All right, I'll tell you this stupid YouTube stuff. Let me. How can I do this? Bear with me, folks. It's just one disaster after another around here. Okay, wait a minute. Hold on here. Okay, there. Okay, there we go. That's all I gotta do. All right, there we go. Seems fine, Rob. Okay, cool. Steph says hi. Dennis, Clint, Big Bang. Find your purpose, find your story. I hear you, and it goes fast. Dragon Shadow, how are you? Andrew Johnson. All right, there we go. So, okay, so I got it working now. It's just not showing up on my feed, on my studio feed. Whatever. What can we do? Welcome to live chat. Remember to guard your. Okay, I always do. You always have games I never heard of. I really enjoy it, though my wallet doesn't. I'm sorry. What can I tell you? One of the things that I want to point out here um, is that, as we're talking about a Kickstarter game, okay, we are going to continue doing board games, but we're going to scale back on the board game stuff. Meaning that Monday through Friday and sometimes on the weekends we'll do all our board gaming, painting, and board gaming. But one of the changes I want to make is I want to. If you haven't seen it yet, we are doing comic reviews. Not so much reviews, but we're talking about the history of comics. And I think we can do it where we can make it very interactive with you guys and do something a little different instead of just explaining comics, because like 1,000 sites do that. And I just don't want to do just that. Um, but I want to incorporate on Saturdays. I was going to do it on Fridays, but by the time Helen gets home, so I want to give Helen the choice where she's going to MC it, and we are going to break down um, tons of different stories, um, different comic book series, and things like that. That's one of the things I wanted to do. The second thing that we're going to do is on Sundays. It is going to be Rough Swordsman. How are you, my friend? It's always good to see you. On Sundays, we are going to change up and we are going to have the Sci-Fi Sundays. I may switch them because Sci-Fi Saturday sounds a little bit better. So I may do the sci-fi stuff on Saturday, where we're going to be taking a look at movies, um, different sci-fi movies, TV shows, movies in general. It's I'm going to make the channel more of a pop culture type of thing. Now we still have our war gaming, our gaming, board gaming, miniature painting a section of the channel. But I want to incorporate this and make the channel more of a pop culture channel. Um, that may make some people leave, and it may make some people stay a little bit more. I think I have a lot to say since I've been around so long and I'm so doggone old that for some of you younger guys that don't know some of this hidden gems from the 50s, 40s, 60s, 70s, 80s, that I mean, I have a vast collection of stuff, of pop culture stuff that is pretty awe-inspiring. And we're going to be breaking it down, talking about it, how I felt then as a kid, depending on when I've seen it, and how I feel about it now, and what these some of these movies or some of these things mean to me, and why you should invest the time to watch it or take a look at it. And I feel the same way in the comic sense. Now, it doesn't mean that we're breaking away from miniature market or army painter. We're doing all that stuff. We're just keeping it during the Monday through Friday, kind of like where you're going to see your reviews, your playthroughs, and things like that. But on the weekend, this is something that's more fun for me. It's something a direction I wanted to take the channel in a long time ago. Um, And it a lot of these things are going to be without ads. So I'm going to be shutting off ads. Now, what does that do? Well, that really hurts us in a way as far as raising money for charity, because that's one of the ways that every month we get a certain stipend from YouTube for ads that we have on the channel that is going to that we use for charity. And you know, sometimes we use it for paints or things like that that we need to keep doing the things that we need to do. Um, so I haven't figured out how we're going to deal with that, but while we're doing this and during the playbacks, I really the ads are really a pain in the neck. So I've got to figure something out. I don't want to do a patron, but I think maybe, you know, make it where some way where we have a link to our PayPal where you can just directly help us out where we can help others. I don't know. We're going to figure something out. Maybe we'll sell certain things, or I don't know. We're going to figure out a way how to raise money for charities and stuff like that. Maybe more auctions and adding in more pop culture stuff and things like that. I haven't made a decision as far as what we're going to do, but we're going to figure something out, and that's for sure. And make sure that it is friendly and inviting, and you don't feel any pressure to do anything, and just um, really have a sense of community, because all this stuff is going to be interactive. Um, so I think as you saw, we started telling the tale of the Infinity Gauntlet, more or less the soul gems, because the soul gems are the most important part. Now, if you've seen the movie, you know they call them the Infinity Gems. That's not the way it was, and that's not how the story all came to be, because the book is actually a lot more fascinating than the movie, even though the movies were fantastic. It took 10 years to do the movies, but it took close to 35, 40 years to really put together the story of the Infinity Gauntlet and its entire tale. And well, it's about 30 years, um, which is 3 times the amount of time and spans over a different number of books. These soul gems were the intricate part, and how the elders and Adam Warlock and Thanos all coveted these things but never realized the full power of them. So we've gotten to the point where Thanos is now hunting for the stones. And um, the next episode, we're going to go into part 2 of Thanos' quest. And we're also going to take a look at the elders. And even though their demise was pretty horrible, we're going to talk a little bit about them and understand what the elders were in this whole storyline and how this all comes together to build into Infinity Gauntlet #1. We will definitely do. Um, Now that I think I'm going to move to Sunday. On Saturday, because I just made a decision. We're going to call it Sci-Fi Saturday, and we're going to talk about a little more things that I need your help with. Um, Sci-Fi Saturday, our very first show, is going to be about one of the most classic and most iconic sci-fi movies of the 50s, and that is um, The Day the Earth Stood Still. I think I can show that. Here, I can show the cover here. Yes, as a matter of fact, I'm going to show the cover. Hold on, let me move this over here. I want you to get a sense of this. This isn't the Keanu Reeves disaster, okay? This is the original 1951 version with Michael Rennie, Patricia Neal, who actually was the mom in The Waltons. Michael Rona actually was also in Lost in Space, and of course, you know, 3 of the most classic words that if you guys are fans of the Army of Darkness, Cleatu, Baratu, Nectu, that's where this originated. Was the language to activate Cleatu. Hugh Marlowe starred in a ton of different movies over the years. Um, uh, in a sci-fi sense. We'll be talking a lot about him and his impact on a lot of the classic sci-fi movies. Now, we're going to really take a look at this, The Day the Earth Stood Still, in a different way. I have the collector's edition, and we're going to be playing snippets during our live broadcast. And we're going to be talking about what I see as the meaning of this movie, because this was a very important movie in that time. Excuse me, I'm going to take a sip of something. And I know it's one that my good friend Kabuki Kid will really, really enjoy. So we're going to have that up, and we will be talking about that more in our very first episode, which is going to be very interactive because we're going to want your feedback on it, how you felt about things. We're going to put your comments up. We're going to be doing it through StreamYard, which I think is going to allow me to have more guests on so we can break down these movies and talk about them. And really, when we're done, you're going to want, I'm hoping that we're going to be able to make it where you're going to go watch that movie. That movie is going to mean something to you, to the fact that you're going to go out and you're going to go watch that movie. And if we can do that, I think we'll have a lot of fun. There's so many movies out there, and doing these once a week, which means we'll have 52 episodes a year, commercial free. Oh, excuse me. But making sure that we move you and break down and show you the beauty of a Saturday matinee, creature double feature, all these wonderful things that formulated my childhood and adulthood, things that a lot of you younger guys don't even understand what I'm talking about, but to give you some history and how things were, and how, as much as things change, things stay the same. So it's a really, I think, an amazing look at all the different things in pop culture, and seeing how things from one time period translate to the time of today. You know, the 20th century, does it translate into the 21st and the 22nd? Well, we will definitely find out for sure on our Sci-Fi Saturdays. Sunday, we will have part two of the Infinity Gauntlet, and then each and every week we will be doing more. We'll give you a movie, and then we'll be breaking all this stuff down. Move Base Crazy, how are you? Jens, good to see you. So, and it's not just going to be down the movies. We're going to be breaking down TV. Yep, War of the Worlds, Forbidden Planet, Them. It Came from Outer Space, the Godzilla series, Harryhausen movies, 20 Leagues, just so many different things that we're going to, the show UFO, Space 1999. I mean, all these things I have every single episode, and how we can take a look at, some variances and talk about and give you some behind the scenes stuff, some things that you may not know, some things that may lead you to other movies that have these particular actors and that are very moving, and why they are the actors that they were. So for me, it is a passion project that I really want to take this channel on and change this channel quite a bit. Um, doesn't mean that we're going to stay away from our Warhammer Saga stuff. I mean, Curse City, Warcry, Blood Bowl, and all the other wonderful things. Is Subbuteo going away on Sundays? No, it is not. I'm going to get my arm checked on the 13th, which is Tuesday afternoon. We're having some problems with it. The shoulder is a problem. I think that's where they dug up. They get the tendon to pull it back down, and the numbness and the weakness are still here, and I think it almost feels like it's getting worse. So before we take and go and do too many things, adding too many things, I want to make sure that this arm's good and get it to a point where we can take care of it. Hola, Dunk, how are you? So like I said, We're going to be scaling back on ads, and we'll figure out a different way to raise money for charity. I think the ads have been getting in the way a lot and have hurt the channel in some degree, but it has helped a lot of people, and we have been able to do a lot of great things uh, charity wise. And also, companies that want to send things to us and stuff like that, don't worry, we're still going to get your stuff in Monday through Friday, mostly Monday through Thursday. Friday to Saturday, I really kind of want to leave it free flowing. We may even play a game over the weekend, but the thing is that I want to change this to a pop culture channel, which comes to a point, do I want to change the name of the channel? Right now it's Rob's Tabletop World. Um, I was thinking to change it to Rob's Pop Culture World. But, because in a way, I kind of feel almost, hey, Corey, get a bionic arm. I already got one, bro. It's all metal in here now. I'm just getting used to it. I still want to, I still have a passion for painting. I still have an unbelievable passion for board gaming and war gaming. And being able to bring that to you is still very, very important. But I don't want to be the Walmart of YouTube, but I kind of want to be the Target, if that makes any sense. Where you've got sections for everything, for everybody. And it's all these things that encompass and that are a big part of my life, that I kind of want to make this channel more about my life instead of just the board game community. I'm not thrilled with. I want to kind of separate myself from that and make this more entertaining, educational, as far as board gaming. I thought of something. People do reaction videos for movies and things like that. Change it to Rob's Passions. Well, that's not a bad name. But I have somebody that is working on a new design for the channel. Our website is going to integrate all the stuff that we're talking about. Okay? Where we are going to have a website about all this pop culture stuff, and we're going to try to cover as much. Now, when you do something and you spread yourself that thin, do you water down the channel? I don't think so, because there's a lot of channels out there that maybe do 1 or 2 videos on board games a week. We're probably saying that we're going to do anywhere from 6 to 8 videos for board games a week. So, I still would like to have the support that we have from our sponsors, and of course the companies that have sent us stuff to review. We're still going to be here. What's wrong with the board game community? I'm not even going to get into it. This is going to be something positive. I'll put it to you this way. It's more creators and things like that, and all the things that they stir up. And, I just don't want to be a part of that. That's pretty much what it is. Not all people are bad. There's a lot of good people, but to be honest with you, I walk alone. I walk alone, and I think that's a positive thing. So, with that said, I want to make sure that we cover and we stay true to what the channel is, but also adding in this other element, which is more very big parts of my life, such as comics and movies and all kinds of pop culture things. I think that is a positive step for this channel, and kind of pulls us and makes us kind of unique, because we're a little bit of everything. And not so much unique, but just makes us different. We're just not one thing. We're many things. And it becomes a channel that you can get all kinds of information about all kinds of different stuff. Eric says, just got caught up on the beginning of the stream. Comic talk sounds cool. We did one yesterday. I thought it did good. Just got my first manga for a birthday, Attack on Titan. We'll be talking about that. quite enjoyable. There you go. There you go. Your new name, Rob Lone Wolf. Yeah. I like being a lone wolf in a lot of ways. I think not being tied into one thing gives me more creative juices to do different things. It's kind of like with board games where I don't go out and do the cult of the new thing all the time, unless I'm so fascinated with it, I can't wait to share it with you, like we're going to do with Curse City. I'm excited about that, so of course we're going to open it up and put it together and paint it and play it, for you guys, because that's something I'm very passionate and excited about. But just because a new game comes out, I'm not going to put it on the channel just to get a bunch of clicks and not take time to understand that game. Um, you know, I'm not going to paint because I need to paint to get views. I'm going to paint when my arm feels 100%. This thing here, this Star Wars thing I recently did. I don't know if you guys have seen. This is a gift that I have to give somebody tomorrow. Um, this was hard, and you wouldn't think it was hard. That's the original color, but it was very hard because my arm and how much it hurt. So yeah, I could force myself to. I probably should have taped that. I didn't want to. I just wanted to do something off screen, and I felt, for me, I said, okay, let me just concentrate and get this done. This is a birthday present for somebody. It would have been cool to do it on screen. It probably would have got some views and things like that. But I wasn't worried about that. I don't want to make this channel where we're trying to, uh, hey, we're here just for, subscribers. More subscribers, more money kind of thing. We're here for our community and to build our community and the passion that I have for that community and how we can establish things and talk about the things that interest not only you, but the things that fascinate you in your lives. Maybe there's a lot of things, like I said in the beginning, there might be things that you just don't know about. I feel you, dude. I have liver disease. I'm so sorry to hear that, bro. Boy, I'm sorry to hear that. If there's anything we could do, just email me, novaprime860@hotmail.com. We'll see what we can do to help in some way. Boy, that's a tough one to go through. Liver disease. There's so many things out there. Um, we just try to do our best to help everybody, to take people away from a very, at times, bitter and cold world. Morning, Rob. You mentioned movies. What about older TV shows? I mentioned TV shows. Invaders, have it. Time Tunnel, have it. Voyage to the Bottom of the Sea, have it. I have all this. If you saw the collection of stuff that I have, we're going to be breaking down TV shows, um, all kinds of things. And I did mention that the Invaders, UFO, Space 1999, Star Trek is overdone. I think that's something, and Star Wars is overdone. So I kind of want to stay away from that kind of mainstream stuff and kind of do the weird culty type of things and give you a different look. Again, this isn't about going out and grabbing views. This is about a passion project of something that I hope would be interesting to the audience. And yeah, of course, I hope it grows. I hope the channel grows. I hope we get more views. I hope we get more likes. These are all things that I hope, but I'm not worried about. It isn't the basis of why I'm doing this and taking this incredible risk. Some people would see this as a moderately successful channel at 15.5, almost 15.6. I think we only need a couple more clicks to be 15.6. Close to 16,000 people follow this channel. Okay. People would say, hey, why would you mess with? Because if you are not reinventing yourself, and you are not continually trying to grow and and have, I don't want to say cojones, but have the heart to mix things up, not be afraid to step outside your comfort zone and do something different. Step outside and take a chance at something and see, you know, if it's something that I find this very exciting to bring all these different kind of facets to this channel, to kind of really be able to express myself fully in all the things I care about, not just one little corner of it, and make the channel not so much about me, but the things I care about. Because that is making it about you. What a selfish idiot I am. Um, but I think to expand people's horizons, to see things differently, to show you things that you may not have seen. Eric says, that's why I love hanging out here with you, Rob, and everyone in the community. You put out videos on what you love, not the latest hot fad. Exactly. That's what I try to do. I don't read many newer comics. Well, we're going to be talking about Conan is going to be a huge thing here. We're gonna take a look at Conan's magazine, particularly. Um, boy, Barry Windsor Smith, those first 24 issues, dear God. Red Sonja, a lot of throwbacks to that. Some of the things, a lot of things that you don't expect. The one thing I wanted to do was one of the most popular things, and one of the biggest misconceptions was the Infinity Gauntlet, and give people a real feel of where this story came from, and from a mind that was just is such a brilliant mind. Jim Starlin is one of the most brilliant writers I I ever read, and his stories are just heroic yet tragic in so many ways, and it's just a fascination mind twist. And you don't get that from the Marvel movies or the Marvel cinematic universe, which is okay. That's why, you know, one of the things that we say during that comic show is, hey, go subscribe to Marvel Unlimited and open your horizon to a lot of things. For $9.99 a month, you get over 28,000 comics that you can read. Newer stuff, but you can research the older stuff. You know, one of the subjects I really want to cover here is Jack Kirby and the things that he did. Savage Sword of Conan is awesome. Exactly, Clint. We're going to be hitting all that kind of stuff and talking about it and getting a real feel behind Roy Thomas and some of the things that he had going through his head. One of the most unbelievable comics that you'll ever read. Just, you know, you think it's the same thing, but as you read it, you get sucked into every story and every arc that they ever do. Doc Savage, that's a good one. I want to talk about the New Gods on the DC side. Um, you know, some of Kirby's universe that he created after he left Marvel there. Green Lantern, which is a fantastic story. The Speed Force and how that affects the Marvel universe. I mean, the DC universe to today. We'll cover Batman, Superman. But, you know, the funny thing about Superman, I never was a big Superman fan because he's OP, plain and simple. And it wasn't until Doomsday that they made a and the reason that it was so popular, the death of Superman, number one, you killed Superman. Number two, one of the most fascinating things about it was the fact that he finally had somebody to challenge him. Remember, what is a hero? Okay? It's not somebody that you just say, oh, well, you decided to do this. That makes you a hero. Okay? Every one of these are a hero. A hero, the definition of a hero is someone that is put in an impossible situation. Okay? And overcomes it against all odds. Still decides to face it when there is no hope. That is the definition of a hero. Okay? Someone that goes beyond things, something that's hard. You know, taking and knocking out, you know, a bunch of thugs with one finger really doesn't make it, just makes you somebody that knows he can't be beaten. It's when you face that adversity Okay, when you face a situation of life and death, and it's tipping more that you're not going to make it, the hero is the guy that goes forward. Okay, and does things. Death of Superman lives as one of my top 10 all time. Such a great arc. I agree with you there, Zen. It's not in my top 10. Um, it is it's definitely a great story because it brings out the best in Clark Kent and Superman, and it embodies and shows all the things that he was, but he had such an easy time beating things. Oh, well, I'll just use my super breath. When you're that overpowered, it's not fun. It wasn't fun. What makes Batman so great? Well, one of the greatest things about Batman is he's a human being, and he still yet goes out there because of his spirit of vengeance, and that he's going to right the wrongs because of his tortured soul, and he is going to outthink you, even though he's in a situation where he's most of the time, you know, underpowered. Spider-Man, the same thing. We talked about it. We talked about a very key moment in the Soul Gems, with the synthetic Soul Gem in a Marvel 2-in-1, #2 annual, where Spider-Man is in the middle of facing Thanos, a guy who just blew out a couple suns, about to blow out the Earth's sun, defeated the Avengers with ease, and now I'm gonna fight Thanos. No, he was out of his league and he knew it, but he still resourcefully found a way to free the Avengers so they can go and take on um, Thanos. Saber 1796, and he's a little mental, but a good detective. Yeah, he's a great detective. Batman is #1 in DC. Wolverine is #1 in Marvel. Um, as far as books are concerned, or heroes in popularity, yeah, probably. Probably. I don't. Boy, Wolverine is one of those special cases. You take a look at his tortured run, and it's pretty amazing. Gotta run. We'll catch this later. Looking forward to your new programming, Rob. Everyone have a great Sunday. Well, thank you, Ron Deacon. I hope you have one too. Batman, I would say, yeah, he's definitely #1 in DC. Um, Jonah Hex is one I just got into. That's good. I agree there. Um, it's kind of a funny thing because the one thing that always drove me nuts about, I understand the big business of comic book companies, but you only need one book of that hero a month. They'll put out 3 or 4 different books of that particular hero, and it doesn't work for some reason. What the heck is going on here? Hold on here. Okay. I thought I heard my phone. Um, the funny thing about it is, when you have heroes that have a deep backstory, it's the same thing with villains. When you show a couple sides of them, where it seems like just a certain event that made them go down this tortured path, it builds it builds a reason why the villain is doing this. And the better the villain, your villains make your hero. They really do, because they're the ones that really test that particular hero, and and that's what brings out the heroic stance of a hero. I don't know why I keep on hearing this doggone thing. It's got to be here somewhere because I thought I had it. Oh, it's right in my pocket. Oh, I tell you, I may be one of the dumbest guys around. And we're going to really search into some of the economy and backgrounds of a lot of these villains. We're going to talk about the main villains in the Marvel Universe. We're going to talk about the main villains in the DC Universe and why they are. You know, it's little nuances that when you get the more background about that particular villain, and you can feel some kind of sympathy to him to a degree, that you also need to see him defeated. You know, it's a fine line between love and hate. Well, that's kind of how a villain works in a lot of ways. With a proper backstory, he could either be good or he could be bad, but something happened in his life to make him go on that path and send him down there. And you become sympathetic, yet he does such great evil that it has to be stopped. And when you feel that empathy, but also that oh, why are you doing this? And then it really builds into what your hero, with his background and how these two offset each other and why they are constantly fighting through the universe against each other. So we're going to take, you know, as a whole, that's what a bunch of these books, you have to be able to tell a good story. Okay? You have to be able to tell a good story. And all these things that we do here, we're looking to be entertained and told a story, whether it's a movie, a comic, or a board game. Okay? We're playing something because, you know, okay, well, if we took away the theme of everything and just used, well, this is a deck builder and we just made it with numbers. Well, you're not going to go out and buy it, you know, white sheets of cards uh, as a deck builder with numbers on it, because it doesn't tell you anything. You want the theme behind there. You want the story behind it, so you can use your imagination and be sucked into what this story that this person is trying to tell. And that's what immerses you. Early comic books were very built on story. Now, later comics, it almost seems like it's shock value and things like that. We're going to take a look at that. We're going to take a look at some of the more well put together stories and why they last forever. Why to this day? Why in 2021 we're talking about these comic books or movies that were made in the 50s or 60s or 70s. Why were they able to withstand the test of time? What is the story, and why does this create this unbelievable atmosphere? And what are they trying to tell us? What is the lesson we're trying to learn from all these things? And that's what we're going to be doing with the channel, is taking on more of the reactionary um, development of certain things. Instead of giving you a review, I actually thought about, I go, why not a reaction to my first feel of a game? What does that game make me feel? How do I feel when I play it for the first time? What are the things that I'm getting from it? Its story, particularly war games or science fiction games with a deep background. Are these things that move me? Is that something interesting that people may want to see? I don't know. We're going to find out. A lot of different things that I want to do and take in a different direction, of course. And I think it's very important to me and hopefully to my crowd, which, like I always say, hit that subscribe and like button to help us out, and we'll see. And even if it isn't popular, it doesn't mean that it's going to go away. I think if it isn't popular, I think I'm still going to do it because I have something to say about the subjects. I'm sure there are other channels that'll do things a lot better, but this is my take on these things, just as it is on board games and other things. You know, when I get to the things that I finally feel that I want to talk about, and I feel that I have them under my wing enough that I can talk about them, well, I want to express those things and make you see those things. And I think that's important. I love finding little gems, games like this Bag of Dungeons. If I could pick that up. Oh, there we go. Bag of Dungeon, you know, little game I found on the internet, and I played it and I loved it. You know, it's just certain things that you find. Great stuff. Hope to see more, but I gotta take meds now and go. All right, go easy, Moonbase Crazy. Lone Wolf Rob. There we go. Story is important. Many films don't understand that. Yeah, is it special? Special effects are fantastic. Okay, but sometimes there are things that just have really weird and dumb stories that are cheesy, but you just like them because of action too. That it's okay not to overthink things too. But when every movie is a special effects, you know, nightmare, and there's no build up to things, well, you know, it kind of loses grip of things. Do what you want to do, not what other people want you to do. Exactly, and I think that's exactly what this channel. You know, we don't grow at. Oh, just back 7 moons. Thank you. Find your purpose. I'm happy to hear that. A really nice guy. Tim is a fantastic guy, and I'm not getting paid or anything for that. That is a game that I hope gets funded because I really want to play it here. I really, really want to play it here, and it's a game I want to see. And it's the guy that did Bag of Dungeons. I'm fascinated when somebody does a good game. I'm fascinated by the person that created that game. Just like recently, I broke it out and I'm working on it, and that is Alter Quest, a game that you're going to see here on Rob's Tabletop World. The Sadler brothers, how genius and how smart they are, and the things that they are able to do. Um, it it really speaks volumes, and I do mean volumes to things. And now, I've been curious about the other things that they've done and how well they've done them. And I really, they've got another thing that they're coming out with, which I'm just absolutely fascinated with. Certain things like that. That's what brings my attention. Bag of Dungeons. It was a little surprise in a little box. Like, well, let me try it. And I was fascinated, and I loved it, and I thought it was just wonderful. And now the 7 moons, I'm excited about that. I'm looking forward to the second edition of Bag of Dungeons, which we'll have here shortly, which I can't wait to show you guys. No, all those kinds of things. Alter Quest, I'm excited to bring that to you. Now, there's 9,000 videos out there for it. And when it came out, everybody banged it out and did it. I just wanted to take my time and make sure we do it. Moonbase Crazy, look at you, dude. Thank you for the donation. All right, let's see if Godzilla, the Big G. Let's go to oh, there we go. All right, let's see if Big G, we've got our social word from yesterday. Let's see if he can get some music, because he deserves it. All right, here we go. Here we go. Come on. Oh, no music today. The G is just cheap. The G is just cheap today. I don't know. What are we going to do with this guy? You know? I wish FSG would have continued the Sadler's Heroes of Terranoth. I agree. I agree. Oh, excuse me. I agree with you wholeheartedly. I really wish that they would have kept that going. But it was such a disappointment. They took and they just really did something special, and I really like that game. Also like the Warhammer Quest thing, which was short-lived and disappointing. But these guys, they did a wonderful job for FFG. But there you go again. It really speaks to a lot of these. I love finding smaller projects and people that are very passionate and do everything can to get their project out and express some of the inventing, some of the what's the word I'm looking for, some of the creativity that they have inside them, and they want to share with everybody. And then sometimes you find a lot of people that don't get the spotlight, don't get the big company behind them. One of the most beautiful things about Kickstarter is the fact that these people, it gives these people a chance to showcase their stuff and say, hey, help me fund this, you won't be disappointed. A lot of them turn out to be very good, other ones not so good. but that's a chance you take. And if you believe in the person and and the thing that they're coming out with, you might help find the next star, next board game community star, or movie star, or comic writer. Even that's on Kickstarter and stuff like that. So it's just a very, very interesting things. But like I said, with all these changes, as much as we change is as much as we will stay the same and stay true to who we are. And I think it's interesting. It's something I'm very excited about, making it more interactive, where you guys are involved, both on the website that'll be releasing soon once I get the art squared away, and here on the channel as we continue to evolve and become something different, and pull away from certain things, yet hold those same things dear to us as well. Will we cover different conventions? Which is a great question. Yeah, I think more pop culture stuff. We have a big MegaCon that's coming up in August that I'll be covering. In all the pop culture stuff, comics and sci-fi and all these wonderful things, and we'll be talking to some of the actors and things like that, the guests that will be there, providing everything works out with the way the world is, of course. But we're very excited about it. Okay, that's a part of our pop culture stuff that we're going to be doing, dedicating a week to that. Also, more of these movie shows and horror shows that come on, and things like that. Conventions that'll be around. We'll go and check those out and things like that. So really give you a wide spectrum to things. Some comic shows we'll go to. Why not? So we'll check it all out. We'll make it different, but yet we'll still embrace our board game conventions and our board games that come out and things like that, and our painting and our playthroughs as soon as I can paint, and really just make it a very different type of channel, something that is expressive for all of us, and something that we can hopefully learn something new each and every week. There may be some things that I don't know that you guys can teach me. Not a bad thing. Not a bad thing at all. It's the reason we're here. All right. Exactly 53 minutes and 21 seconds, which is good. I kept it under an hour, like I said. I think we got it all apart. If you can think of a better name for the channel and you think we should change it, maybe, let me know. Let me know as we make some of these changes. It might be a good time to change the name a little bit. Kind of pull us away, but not all the way away. Embrace, but kind of not hug so tightly, the board game world. And I think that's a good thing, making this and evolving this channel and making it different. So I would really appreciate some thumbs up if you could. Thumb up this video if you like what you hear. And of course, if you are new here, please subscribe and get ready, as we are going to be doing more and more different things each and every week. Now, I'm going to set videos up for next week, but the times may be subject to change, so be aware of that. So with all that said, I hope you enjoy this. I hope that we really can do something different and exciting. Until next time, be kind to each other, love one another, and as always, be good to each other. It's your old pal Rob. We will see you very soon.